unit cost. XYZ Manufacturing Limited, again same question is there in JK work section, question number 6. XYZ Manufacturing Limited had prepared the following estimation for the month of January. They have given you two raw materials, their respective quantities, rates and their totals are given. But if you check the heading, no, they have given you estimation. Estimation means given data is your standard data. In addition to two materials, they have given you two laborers and their respective estimated hours, rates and totals are also given. Question further says standard loss in the process was expected to be 10% of total input material. So when you add up both the material, 10% material loss is expected. That means, sir, what they are saying, total of material is 1600 plus 1200. That means when you put 2800 quantity of material in process, from that 10% quantity is expected to be lost. When you deduct that, it gives you 2520 as output. That means given output is for 2520 kgs. I simply added both the quantities, I deducted 10% and I computed the output. Same way, idle time of 5% is expected labor hour was also estimated. So this one is your standard idle time, and standard idle time should always be deducted from the standard hours, and standard hours are available with us. So there only I am adjusting 2000 minus 5%. For computation purpose, I will be considering 1900, and 1600 minus 5% is 1520. So these are the number of hours to be considered for first table. I always ask my student to prepare a table first and then apply the formulas. Things becomes easy because entire information along with all the formulas you prepare, take that from that table. At the end of the month, the following information has been collected from the cost accounting department. At the end of the month means this is something called as actual information. The company has produced 2960 kgs. This is your actual output. This much quantity is actually been produced, and for that purpose the material used and laborers worked along with their hours are available with us. Question is simply asking us to calculate few variances. If you check, first 4 variances are your material variances and remaining 3 variances are your labor variances. For solving this kind of question, students always prepare this kind of table, where first I will show you how we are going to prepare the material related table. We have two different materials available with you. The name of first material is DF and second one is CE. The amount is 1600 and 1200. This is something given in the question. Now they are available at different rate, 50 and 35. You need not to use calc as multiplication values are given, 80,000 and 42,000. Correct? Now once this data is recorded, no guys, this is going to give you simply input, and the total input quantity in this case is 2800 and the total input cost is 1,22,000. Correct? Now you are not going to get same quantity as output, as certain normal loss is expected by the company. So we should deduct the normal loss from this, and normal loss expected is 10% and that one is 280, which has no realizable value as no information is available. When you deduct the normal loss from your calculation, the balance which you are going to get is your output. So 2800 minus 280 equals to 2520 output. That means given standard is for 2520 kgs, and the same point I discussed while explaining the sum. Correct? Now if you read further, see there is no realizable value, so 122 I recorded same as it is. Here is the end of the given data. Sir, what is the meaning of given data? The given information says it's a standard quantity and information for producing 250 kgs. Now please check what is the actual thing. Actually 1800 and 1300 was the real input. So here I am recording 1800 and 1300, so total 2100 that is 3100 is the real input, and by introducing 3100 at different values, 40 and 30, same values I am putting here, 40 and 30, total cost is also available, 72,000 and 39,000. When you add this, you are going to get the total is 1,11,000. So this one is my actual valuation. Now we need to check, by introducing this much material, how much actual output we got, and actual output is given 2960, which means out of 3100 you got 2960. That means actually you lost only 140 kgs. Now try and understand. Question was saying 10% was the standard loss, but actual loss is not 10%, it is less than. This is the scenario of abnormal gain. Because of your efficiency, you have saved the loss and you produce the more. That means actual information is given for 2960 kgs. Now if you compare 2520 kgs data with 2960 kg data, that is not at all comparable, boss. That's why you should convert the given data at 2960 kgs. Sir, how to convert that? First of all, remember one thing. Your comparable standard and actual data's quantity of output should always be equal. Very important point. Simply you need to cross multiply. Sir, how to cross multiply? 1600 is quantity into 2960 divided by 2520 equals to 1879 approximately. Check your calculation. Then 1200 into 2960 divided by 2520 will give you 1410 quantity rounded off. When you add this 1410 plus 1879, you are going to get 3289 and our output is 2960. Find out the difference. You will be getting 329, exactly 10%, and here is the comparable data available with us. Once this data is available, your per kg per unit price remains constant. You only need to multiply it. 1879 into 50 is 93,950. 1410 into 35 is 49,350. This will give you 143,300, and the same value I am putting in my final column because scrap value is not available anywhere. 111,000 is the actual level. So first I drafted the format for material, and material data is with your first calculation, and calculation number 1 is material cost variance. Now try and understand what is material cost variance. In material cost variance, guys, you always compare total cost of material, and formula which you use is standard cost minus actual cost. We have standard cost in our statement, and standard cost of material is 143,300. When you deduct actual cost from that, your actual cost is 111,000 is 32,300 is the answer for your first calculation. 32,300. Please cross verify it from the suggested solution. Your total calculations are shown separately. 32,300 is the cost variance which is given. They haven't prepared similar type of table. They have adjusted quantities by using certain formulas. Formulas understanding is little difficult. That's why I shown each and every calculation by using the table. Material price, you should compare standard price and actual price, and then you should multiply it with actual quantity. See, standard prices are available in our table. My standard price is 35 rupees and 50 rupees, right? And actual prices are 40 and 30. I'll show you the calculation here. Material price variance is standard price minus actual price into actual quantity. We are dealing with two material. First one is DF, second one is C. The standard prices of materials is available in our table. You need not to check your question. It is 50 and 35. From your standard prices, you should deduct the actual prices, and actual prices are 40 and 30. Everything is available in the table, you can see. Actual quantities are also available. Actual quantities are 1800 and 1300. Simply you need to multiply this. You are going to get your answer. So it is 18,000. Positive answer is favorable. That means you set the estimation to spend 50 rupees. Actually you spent only 40 rupees. There is a saving of cost. 35 minus 5 into 30 is equal to 6,500. It is also favorable. Overall favorable performance of the company. It's a good performance of the company. 24,500. It is favorable answer. You can check here. 24,500 is the favorable. When answer is positive, that is good for the company. Company saving the cost. They have saved the cost according to the given data. Third one is material mix, and then one is material yield. Whenever guys you are calculating mix and material yield, always write down formula first. Material mix variance is equal to revised standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard price. Already multiple sums we solved on same basis. Formulas and other derivation also we discussed in class. Now after this, material yield variance is standard quantity minus revised standard quantity into standard price. So same formula I am using, only one point is different. DF and C are the materials which I am using. Now this revised stuff is not available with me, but actual quantities are available with me, and actual quantities are 1800 and 1300. Even standard quantities are available with me. Standard quantities are 1879. And second actual quantity is 1410. So whatever data is available, I substitute that. Here it is to be multiplied with the standard prices. They are 50 and 35. The thing which is missing is RSQ, and RSQ stands for revised standard quantity. Now, to calculate revised standard quantity, DF and CE, two materials we are using. Now first of all, check students what is the standard proportion of them. It is 1879 and 1410. If you check the table, this proportion is written over here. That means if you are putting 3289 input, out of that 3289 input, this is the proportion of your standard quantity of the two different material. Actual input is not 3289. See, no, actual input is 3100 only. Input which is estimated by the company and input which is actually used by the company, there is a difference. Input has to be same, then only comparison can take place. So to bring the standard input to the actual level of 3100 quantity, sir, from where you are taking the figures? See, no, I have highlighted it. So first I have taken standard inputs proportion, and then I am bringing that down to the level of actual input. When you cross multiply it, you will be getting the figures. 3100 into 1879 divided by 3289 equals to 1771. Then 3100 into 1410 divided by 3289 equals to 1329, rounded off figures. So these figures I have computed and I am posting them in my formula. 1771 and 1329. 1771, 1329. Let's calculate the pending calculation. 1771 minus 1800 into 50 will give you 1450, minus is adverse. 1329 minus 1300 into 35 is equal to 1015. Positive answer is favorable. When you net off these figures, minus 1450 plus 1015, you will be getting 435 negative, and 435 negative is adverse. You can see here calculation and answer. Everything is in front of you. You can use any method. The method which you have learned in your class, same method you have to follow. And the last calculation, 1879 minus 1771 into 50 is equal to 5400 favorable, and 1410 minus 1329 into 35 will give you 2835 favorable, and when you add up this both the values as both are positive, you will be getting 8235 favorable answer. Even you can cross check, 8235 is done. So nothing is difficult. Everything we have done for multiple times in class, and the same stuff is covered in the RTP. This RTP is really amazing, which is going to boost your confidence, which is going to give you more and more practice of the all important questions we marked while solving in class. Let's have a discussion about the labor cost, labor efficiency, and labor yield variance. For this purpose also, I will be preparing this table. Now, table gives you a great help for understanding the sum and for solving the sum. Let's check the standard data. In standard data, I am considering the net values of the hours after adjusting the idle time, which was standard 1900 and 1520. Laborer names are skilled and semi-skilled. It's 1900 and 1520. Only important point of sum. Respective rates are 40 and 25. You need to multiply them again. 1900 into 40 is 76,000, and 1520 into 25 is 38,000. Correct? Understood what I did? After this, go to the actual table, and from actual take the actual figures 2400, 1720. Actual prices are also given 35 and 20, and multiplied values are also given 84 and 34,400. Table preparation is very important. Now here total is required. Guys, please don't dare to write input in labor table. In labor table, you are not inputting your worker in machine. You are inputting material in machine. So input output comes only in the table of material, not in the table of labor. Here simply you need to record total. So 1900 plus 1520 is 3420, and the total cost according to the given standard to be spent is 1,14,000. But is, yeah, this is the cost of 2520 kgs. We need to revise it. We'll do that later on. First, let me take the total of actual things. It's 4120. 84,000 plus 34,400 is 1,18,400. Sir, how to calculate? For calculation purpose, again cross multiplication is needed. 1900, listen to me very carefully, 1900 into 2960 divided by 2520 will give you one fractional value. It is 2232 at the rate of 40 is 89,280. Then 1520 into comparable standard output 2960 divided by 2520 equals to 17585 at the rate of 25. 1785 at the rate of 25 will give you 44,625. Done. Pause the video, revise the video, again rewind the video, reduce the speed, increase the speed, and listen to me very carefully for again and again how I am calculating this standard based on comparable. Gives you 4017 and 89,280 plus 44625 gives you 133905. Let's see what is asked in the question. Question is asking us to calculate labor cost variance, and labor cost variance is standard cost minus actual cost. My standard cost, always you should consider the comparable standard, is 133,905 minus 118,400. Company is really performing great. Company has saved 15,505. So 15,505 positive answer is favorable. You can cross verify this. Your answers are given in the question. It is 15,505. Yo, no chance of any error if you follow this technique. 100% guarantee of full marks if you follow this method. After this, if you read efficiency variance, the efficiency variance formula I will solve here. I will show you the calculation. Efficiency variance is standard hours minus actual hours into standard rate. Labor efficiency variance you should calculate for both the laborers, skilled and semi-skilled. Their standard hours just now we computed in table, they are 22321785. 22321785. Their actual hours are also available with us. Actual hours are 24001720 to be multiplied with their standard rates. And standard rates of them are 40 and 25. 2232 minus 2400 into 40 is negative 6720. Negative is adverse. 1785 minus 1720 into 25 is equal to 1625. Positive is favorable. When you net off this, you will be getting one negative figure as your final answer is 5095 adverse. Sir's magic. Sir's magic. 5095 adverse. We got the answer, and only one pending computation is there, and that one is labor yield variance. For that purpose, we need to calculate RSH. First, let me write down the formula. Labor yield variance is revised standard hours. It's standard hours minus revised standard hours into standard rates. Skilled and semi-skilled standard hours are available 2232 1785. You can analyze this thing, and after analyzing the things you can decide exactly what is the difference between efficiency, yield and mix. Efficiency is sub-bifurcated into two parts. First one is mix and second one is yield, where formula which you use is same, only one difference is there, RSH. If you substitute RSH at the proper space, you are going to get the answer of this calculation. RSH is not available. Sir, what is RSH? It's a revised standard hour to be multiplied by 40 and 25. We need to calculate revised standard hour. Sir, how to compute that? Skilled and semi-skilled. Standard hours are 2232 and 1785. Correct, no? But standard proportion is what? Now look at this proportion. Out of 4017 hours, out of 4017, again go back and check from where I am taking the figures. Out of 4017 hours, this is the standard bifurcation of number of hours associated with skilled worker and unskilled worker. Actual number of hours are not same. Actual number of hours are 4120. There is a difference of 3 hours. So we need to bring that difference to the level of actual 2120. Sir, 2120 is the actual total. Yes. So we need to calculate 24120. What will be the revised number of hours needed? So simply I have taken the calculation 4017, and that 103 rupees, the 3 hours difference we need to adjust 4120. Let's calculate. Is it 232232 into 4120 divided by 4017? 2289. 4120 into 1785 divided by 4017 is equal to 1831. So these are the hours which you need to substitute here. 2289, 1831. Let's solve this. 2232 minus 2289, negative 2280 adverse, and 1785 minus 1831 into 25 is equal to 1150 adverse. Both the adverse will be added and you will get 3430 adverse as your final answer. 3430, and this is the end of the solution. Hope you understood this, all the calculation. Guys, this table is going to help you a lot. Spend some time on understanding and preparing this kind of tables which are associated with material variances, your labor variances, overhead variances, and sales variances. Let's begin with an and next question.